welcome back to the Missouri Southern Coaches Show. We're going to wrap things up tonight as per usual with a look ahead to Missouri Southern's upcoming opponent. And folks, it is a big one. Southern travels to a top 10 opponent and longtime rival Pittsburgh State this upcoming Saturday. Coach Bradley, from your perspective, I mean, what does this rivalry matchup mean to the community?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I can remember when I was growing up in Joplin, the Miners Bowl and that trophy and all that came with it, and some of the great battles and the heated tension that they had. And so we need to restore it. We need to do a better job on our end, making it a rivalry and making it competitive and get after them a little bit.
Throughout the years, how have you kind of seen this rivalry maybe evolve, change, adapt? What's different about kind of the 2025 matchup compared to maybe 70 years ago, the matchup?
Sure. I think if you were to look back at this matchup 30 years ago, it was primarily Kansas kids versus Oklahoma, Missouri kids, whereas now there's so much crossover between the players we know and the players that have teammates that we know. I mean, there's a ton of familiarity between not just the staff but also the roster.
Absolutely. And, earlier in the season, we've kind of discussed a little bit about how the bye week timing can be beneficial, sometimes maybe not so much. For Pitt State, they're coming off a bye week heading into this matchup after rattling off 6 straight wins. I mean, how can the Lions find an edge in this one against a team that maybe is as confident as any team in the country right now?
Sure. I think it's going to be hard. I don't know that the bye week is what's going to give us an edge or a disadvantage. I think like Coach Anthony does a great job getting his team prepared. And so I think they'll be ready to go. They're on a mission. They know their margin for error is slim to still make the playoffs. They're on a mission to playoffs and win the conference. And so our job is to go in there and try to upset the apple cart a little bit and see if we can't knock them off.
And maybe play a little bit of spoiler to their hopes
right,
for the postseason. Right. As you mentioned, Coach, a lot of these players currently on both Southern and Pitt State kind of grew up playing against each other, whether it be youth football, high school, even all the way through youth to high school football. How do you think maybe that familiarity just from the players on each team is going to maybe add some extra motivation for them? Yeah,
I think what it does is it really humanizes your opponent because you're familiar with them. It's not this player that's at a random college I remember playing him in high school. He was at Nixa or he was at, Logan Rogersville. So there's an actual person that and I think that adds a huge component because, everybody wants to one-up each other, and some people beat each other in high school and haven't beat each other in college, or the flip, or vice versa. And so I think it adds a fun element. The other part that's cool about this is both rosters will travel well. Mm-hmm. So this is essentially it's not a home game for us, but it's so close. It's very similar to a home game, and a lot of their team is from the region, so they'll have a large showing as well.
Definitely, and hopefully the fans travel well. We're certainly looking forward to this one. Of course, our crew at KSN and Coyote will be out there at Carney Smith Stadium to bring you viewers all the action. But for now, that is all the time we have. We'll be back same time, same place next week, and we'll take a deep dive into that matchup between the Lions and Gorillas over the weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night, everybody.
This has been the Missouri Southern State University Coaches Show.